So how about iPhone X and p20 Pro? Today, let's see which one has the best camera.
Number 1. Night View Test. Still the same, let's start from night views. Here are 2 photos shot in low light. Both of these are doing a good job here, but p20 Pro is sharper and detailed when we zoomed into the buildings in distance and the forest. Turn to the lighting area. Still, p20 Pro is better exposure, while iPhone X blow out the highlight part. However, the cars are trailing in p20 Pro photo, which also shows that Huawei p20 Pro uses a long time exposure in its super night mode and may not be suitable for shooting dynamic objects. Next, let's compare the night portrait photos. Without opening the flash, we can see iPhone X got its ass kicked by Huawei p20 Pro. Underexposure characters, background light blowout, these problems questioned us. Are you kidding? Is it really taken from an iPhone X? Let's compare the night portrait with the flash turned on. Wow! I can only say that they are both pretty bad, especially the p20 Pro. We can barely see her legs. I am speechless. Maybe the flashlights of p20 Pro and iPhone X are both for illumination. Let's take a look at a video. Through this video, you will find that p20 Pro and iPhone X are not suitable for shooting full-body portraits at night, but for half-length portraits. It will be better. If you need shot the full-body portrait, you better find somewhere with good lights. Number 2. Front Camera Portrait Selfie Test. We open the front camera of the 2 phones and compare the videos. We can see that Huawei p20 Pro is more eye-pleasing and the whitening effect is very obvious. The iPhone X photo is closer to the real skin and looks more stereoscopic. Which one do you think is better? We took a turn to look at the self-portraits of the portrait under the backlight conditions. Well, they both did a great job that we can see from the good facial exposures, so it's a draw. Let's compare the photos shot by auto mode. p20 Pro still tend to soften and whiten the skin without the beauty mode, even delicate and thin the face. But iPhone X is more real. Just choose what you like. Then, let's move to the portrait mode. They both blur the background and looks like shot by a DSLR with a wide aperture. But the wide-angle camera of p20 Pro makes the face thinner compared to the iPhone X. Also, I do think there's some sort of beauty mode happening on p20 Pro, while iPhone keeps it real. So, p20 Pro I think is more suitable for those beauties. Number 3. Rear Camera Portrait Test. For the rear camera, again, 2 phones did blur the background. Zoom into the hair and the path. p20 Pro was wider with lots more resolution and better exposures. I do like the color of p20 Pro. Zoom into the fingers here. The edge detection is bad on the iPhone X, that her fingers have been bled out. And this is something that I've been saying for the test between iPhone and S9 Plus. p20 Pro, however, does seem better overall. So p20 Pro is way better. Number 4. Landscape Shot Test. Using the automatic shooting mode, we took a photo of a distant building for comparison. The overall differences of the 2 photos are not obvious. Zooming in to see the details of the farthest building, the sharpness is basically the same. Let's take a closer look at the dark noise control, which is also very good. Therefore, for landscape shooting, Huawei p20 Pro and iPhone X tied. Number 5. Flower Photo Test. Now, moving to some outdoor shots with colorful flowers, we can see that the Huawei p20 Pro has a higher saturation of the colors and a stronger contrast in the highlights and shadows. The iPhone X is more realistic and saturated. Zoom in to see the details. We'll find the sharpness of the iPhone X here performed better. Number 6. Macro Shot Test. Still with auto mode, here we've got this macro shot for an insect. p20 Pro did an absolutely great job. You can see lots of details and the color seems to pop a little bit more. And if we do go in 100%, you can get all of those details on those wings. So Huawei p20 Pro is definitely a winner. But remember last time, S9 Plus is way better than p20 Pro. Number 7. Still Photo Test. Again, Take a picture of a monkey doll back to the windows. iPhone X is a little bit sharper with the hair texture and the edges than that of P20 Pro. But the highlights have been blown out in the background. Number 8. Autofocus speed test. Next, let's test how fast the two phones' autofocus speed. Firstly, look at the video shot by Huawei P20 Pro. We can see it slightly appears a little paused, but the speed is still relatively fast. Now, change to iPhone X. It's very fast, and there is no pause or any stuck. Number 9. Slow motion test. As for slow motion, both two phones support 240 FPS slow motion, but there are differences between them. Huawei P20 Pro only supports 720p resolution, but iPhone X can support 1080p HD resolution instead. So from this point, P20 Pro is not as powerful as iPhone X. Play to see more details. The movement of the model and her hair are comparable, and nice job on sky exposure. But the only thing is that under the 240 FPS slow motion condition, P20 Pro captures a wider range of angle than iPhone X.
Again, I hope you find it useful. Do not hesitate to click like and subscribe button below and leave your comments. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you next time right here on Filmora MVP. Bye!